Back to the Tracie Trendy Show, my lovelies. It's another day, it's another dollar, and it's another review of Love After Lockup. My loves, first on the docket is Troy and Zeruiah. My loves, who knew Zeruiah had it in her? Heck, my goodness, she was like a feral cat. All right, because if evidently we find out that 2 years into marriage, she revealed that she, got a little weak in the knees for some guy and she had an affair. Apparently, all was forgiven. All was forgiven. But it was unearthed on national TV. And Zariah got mad as hot fish grease. And she got mad at Karen because she was acting all brand new, acting like she never heard it. And so she was going back and forth with Anya, that's the baby mother. And she was like, "What are you talking about, Karen?" She's saying this to the camera. And you were the one who said, "Wipe the slate clean." And apparently, her and Troy had wiped the slate clean. But I think it was just that because she was mad before that. I think she was flipping out because her holier than thou image was revealed to be full of poo. All right. Loves, can we say this chick needed exorcism? And when Troy walked through that door after being gone for so many hours, he probably thought he should have stayed at the pen for this bullshit. I'm seriously. He was like, "Oh, did I make the right choice to come to this place?" All right. I mean, that was really wild and crazy. I mean, she really like went from not 0 to 60, she went to 0 to 180. It's off the Richter scale. That was this massive, massive meltdown. Then we have True and Shante. Now, True, as we know, he's visiting Shante. And Shantae's all like, "We're waiting on getting in a better spot. We're not going to sleep together." Woo, woo, woo. Now, remind you that she said, I'm thinking about something. She said they're not going to be sleeping together. And because she's waiting for them to be on a better place. So they have an ultrasound appointment. And she calls it her special moment. I'm like, when did she make that baby herself? And so anyway, Shantae, I'm kind of side-eyeing. I'm side-eyeing Shantae and her beer belly because she didn't go through that ultrasound. I was like, okay, she really pregnant. But then she pulled the whammy out and then got up and said, "This doesn't feel right without True," who was just out in the parking lot. She could have rang them up or walked outside and brought him in. So, what's the point of going to the clinic just to walk out with no ultrasound reading? What is the point? And let me get back to my thought. I'm side-eyeing her. I really am. Because they didn't do any hanky-panky, okay? So, people are telling me that she just had a boy and he's premature. Had the baby in July. And I'm like, I'm confused. I'm really confused because at that point, they were filming in February. Let me go. Okay, they were filming in February. So we got March, April, May, June, July. That's 5 months. That's when she's supposed to get her twins induced. So are you telling me she did not have two babies, just one, and he's a micro preemie? I don't understand. I don't get it. So how can she get repregnated? How can she? They didn't do anything while he was there in February. If she just had a baby in July, that's 4 months. I don't believe she had twins. This whole story is very hocus pocus. That's all I'm saying. Very hocus pocus. Just looking at her belly, you could tell she wasn't pregnant. It just doesn't look like a pregnant belly. And especially with twins, you're supposed to be a little more defined, a little bit bigger because you're carrying two. But anyway, as I said, I'm not I'm not believing Shantae. She talks uh, two sides of her mouth. I'm just not going to see it unless I physically see newborns. I want to see newborns because they got so many babies in that house that don't belong to her, or well, they belong. She's the grandmother. I'll say that. So I don't know. I'm just gonna wait. We'll see. And then what was up with that whole thing when they went down the road, she's driving all this time so he can meet his parole officer because he's fearing he might have violated his home plan. So she leaves with him because she wants to be, she wants him straight when she has these babies. She wants him available when she has these kids. So they go down to the hometown and, true, he made a little pit stop. And there was a woman he gave a coat to. He said Shantae's okay with it. And I'm wondering, like, he wears a lot of cheap jewelry and stuff like that. But he's driving a car and everything. And I'm wondering, how is he not? I hope he's doing legal stuff. I'm just saying. What are you doing? Now, moving on to Juliana and Christine. Now, seems like Christine in 3 weeks got herself together and got a job, and her mouth stopped going like a camel. That was good, like in record time. She seems like a new person, but she's still living up on the third floor, and the kids are on the bottom floor. As we know, when the kids are there, she has to hide up in that attic because Julian's ex-wife is not happy with his choice of women. And Christine feels like she's in a personal prison. She got out of one just to get in the other, and they get in a little squabble, her and Julian, and he just deflects and shuts down when she tries to press the issue. Christine just need to bring a new man up there. Just bring a new man up there, all right? Or just save your coins and hatch your plan. But in the meantime, he doesn't have a job, and he has a few months severance pay. So that should do a little bit, but that's not going to pay those legal fees that she wants for her children. So, um, mm, so all of this is making, the job lost and his kind of flakiness with keeping her in the attic has Christine wondering, is there anything else she needs to know? Because this man is full of secrets. And time will reveal what they are. Now, moving on to Joey and Kim. Now, Joey's over here playing Mr. Mom and learning how to get the kids up and ready for the day. And in the meantime, it takes some, it's a learning curve. But he is no learning curve needed for him spending Kim's life savings. Now, she gives him a budget of $500 for tires, but he wants to do something nice for himself. And I'm like, you do that when it's your money, all right? I would have whipped his ass. Seriously. I mean, who needs budgets anyway? Not this guy. He doesn't even know what a budget is. Kim said the budget is $500. He went way off the script. And I guess that happens when you don't have to work for it or save for it. And you used to getting new cars as soon as you pop out of the pokey, and it's just handed to you on a silver platter. So he doesn't see the value of money. He may think, he may think Kim is loaded for all we know. And then this woman's blowing up his phone, telling him she misses him. Turns out she's his ex. And he says he's not messing around, but he wants closure, and she's feeling a certain kind of way, and he might be leading her on. I mean, and I think he might be up to things. And when he got home, Kim got real mad and heated under collar for him spending $1,700. I would have went upside his head with a skillet and took my card back from him. That's what I would have done. And I would have repossessed those rims. Hell to the no. Now, you don't need no rims. With no job. And when is he going to go look for a job? That's what I want to know. When are you going to go look for a job? Moving on to Authur and Hope. Now, Authur revealed that he's been talking to a therapist and trying to unbox things, which is great, but he's finding it difficult. So, to gather all of this. And he has some feelings he just wants to congeal. So Hope and he go to a mosque. And, because he wants to revisit his religion. Now it's his dad's religion, and he's forgotten a lot of things. So he goes in there and do prayer, and here Hope, she gets some support and sound advice from the woman. And she holds on. Hope holds on that Authur needs to be a provider. But lo and behold, you married. Well, not married. You moved in a convict. It's kind of hard to get a job. Mm. And Authur explained that he's not camped out on her couch all the time. He's actually applying for jobs. Well, I don't know if I believe that, but he said 300 jobs, and I don't know about that. But anyway, they go to his little date, and they go to the fabric store, and he has a great time. It's a cute little date, but Hope kind of puts a damper on it because she's kind of wondering when she's going to get a proper proposal, because he did kind of propose to her in the pokey, but and he feels that they're engaged, but he's not getting on any knee or do anything more when he's not ready. And she feels like you did that for your other girlfriend. And she didn't do half the shit I did. So then they get to the definition of engagement, and his definition is far different than Webster's. Now, Author's definition of engagement is a journey to see if marriage is something they want to do. I think that's dating, right? But anyway, he feels as if he can't give himself, if he can't give to himself, he feels, let me get it right. He feels he's not whole and she's hiding him from his family. So what the F? Why should we move forward? And I'm like, forget all this. Why in the hell does she want to marry this man who's not straight? He doesn't have a job. He's got mental issues. He needs to go home to mama. And then she wants to put this relationship and marriage on him, and she knows this man ain't right in the head. And wasn't she the one who decided to take on this man who had nothing to offer her? How are he gonna make um uh, make bread out of dust? I just don't see it. He really can't do for himself right now. So, I was just tripping out, and how, that's kind of stressful. And this man probably gonna flip out on a little bit of stress. So anyway, if you wanted a man with money, go get a man with money. Don't get one out of the pokey. They're gonna have a hard time getting a job. So moving on, at this point in the show, we talk about the winners and we talk about the losers. Now, first on the docket is Troy and Zeruiah. I can't tell who's winning or losing. I will have to say this is a complete draw, because Zeruiah has lost her head. She looking like showing her whole ass, and Troy is like wondering whether he should go back to the pokey, because this shit right here in that household was a mess. So I'll say that's a tie. Moving on to True and Shante. True is Shante. True is winning. Shante is looking like a fool. She knows she reeled that man back by trying to say she was pregnant with twins when she just had that little floppy belly. And but True is winning. He's winning. And let's move on to Juliana and Christine. Julian and Christine. I will say, Christine is winning because she got the job. She's got the job, but she's also losing. So Julian is winning because he has her in the attic, and he got her. She's out there working like he wanted her to work. So the score right now, we have a draw for Troy and Zeruiah. True is winning. That's one for the cons. And Julian's winning. And that's one for the non-cons. So we're at a tie. Now we move on to Joey and Kim. Joey got the rims, and Kim didn't take those rims off the car. So Joey is winning a point for the cons. So we're now at 2-1 cons. And now we go lastly to Authur and Hope. Hope is hoping for a proposal, or a proper proposal. And Authur's like, don't hold your breath. So I will say that Authur gets a point for the cons. So we are at 1, we're 2, and 3, 4, 1 cons. Again, my loves. Again. The non-cons lose and the cons win. All right. No surprise there, really. No surprise. The con knows the game. Mm, mm. And they ain't gonna be messing up. They spent many years perfecting the game. So at this point, we're going to conclude this little conversation and continue it on the comment sections, my loves. We're going to continue it. Share your thoughts. Like the video. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. What's holding you back? It's totally free. And in the meantime, always hit that notification bell. And I'm going to visit you guys in the comment section so that I will always meet you on in the flip side. All right, my loves. I'm going to catch you all later now. Love, peace, and hair grease.